Who says you need a tank for hot water? What's up, everybody? It's Adam for Rando Reviews, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a tankless hot water heater I had installed in my house a few months ago, and I want to review that for you today to see if you're a homeowner, should you go with the tankless hot water heater or stick with the big tank water heaters. Now, my previous hot water tank was, the big tanks that was probably like 8-9 years old. They have a lifespan of anywhere from like 10 to 13 years when things start breaking down. I've lived in previous places where the hot water tank did actually get a leak, or it kind of just busted and then the water went everywhere. It flooded the floors, and if you had carpet, it was just a mess to clean up. And I was worried that our current hot water heater tank was going to do the same thing, and it's kind of like in the back room, which is good because it's on concrete, but there was no drain pan, there was nothing for the water to go out of. So I just said, this is not going to be good when it explodes, and it's going to be all on me to get all that water out. I don't want to take that risk. So for me, sometimes I would rather spend a little more money to have a peace of mind. So I decided to go with a tankless hot water heater. I did a lot of research online, watching YouTube videos, seeing what people thought were the pros and cons of tankless hot water heaters compared to the typical hot water tanks, and I decided that it was probably best for me, just for peace of mind, to spend a little bit of extra money to get the tankless hot water heater. I looked to see how much it might cost to get another hot water tank like the one I had installed, and it was going to be about $1,000 to $1,500, and then a tankless hot water heater was going to be about $2,500 to $3,500 off several estimates that I had. So I said, okay, well, if the tankless hot water heater is supposed to last around 20 to 30 years, and a typical water heater tank is going to last around 10 years, really the price is about the same over time. So there's a lot of different videos that tell you about the pros and cons of tankless hot water heaters, about how they're endless hot water, that they can save you money. But I want to tell you about kind of the install, what the install really amounted to, and then actually go into my own pros and cons for you. So once I decided to go with the tankless hot water heater, they had to remove my old hot water tank, remove some old piping, install a drain for it to go outside, all those kind of things. And after all of that, it only cost around $3,000. I know that says like only $3,000, but the good thing is that you got a $500 rebate through the gas company for energy efficiency. So ended up only spending $2,500 total for the tankless hot water heater. So they then installed the Navien brand tankless hot water heater right where my old hot water tank was. Took them about 6 hours to install. And like I said, that included removing the old hot water tank, putting in the new drain to go outside the house, and also putting in a new pipe that ran into my attic. So my wife and I have had the tankless hot water heater installed in our house for about 6 months now. So I wanted to wait on this review to let you guys know after 6 months how I'm enjoying or not enjoying a tankless hot water heater. So first off, the best thing about the tankless hot water heater is it is endless hot water. So if you like those 30-minute long showers, earth be damned, you want 30 minutes of hot water, this thing is going to give it to you, because the way it works is it does not turn on until you turn the hot water on. So the thing is only about 4 foot tall, maybe, and about 1.5 feet, 2 feet wide. And then basically it stores about a gallon of water in there just to hold it a little bit, not like a huge tank stores all that hot water, constantly keeping it hot. It only keeps that very small amount of hot water heated for that moment, but then it kicks in when you turn the hot water on, and then bam, it's hot water for as long as that thing is turned on. One of the other things people don't really talk about is it saves so much space in wherever your hot water tank is. We have ours back in like a utility closet, and the huge hot water tank used to take up the whole back end of that small space. Now it's just this box, like I said, about 4 feet tall, about 1.5 feet wide, mounted to the wall. Then even with a little like drip pan, things like that, it takes up so much less space that I have more room to put more junk in. One of the cool things about the Navien tankless hot water heater is that it's got a digital reader on the front that tells you what temperature your hot water will be, which the standard is 120 degrees. And I think you can actually go all the way up to 145 degrees, I believe, but they caution you against that because of scalding. But 120 degrees hot water is more than hot enough for me, so it keeps it really, really warm. Another good thing is that when something is wrong with it, it will read an error code where that temperature thing is. So if there's ever a point where something's not working, just like maybe a car or some kind of device will give you a little error code and you look it up online to see what it is, whether it be a cleaning or something needs to be replaced, it will give you a code. Then you can call your plumber or look it up online and maybe fix it yourself or call the manufacturer. So that's really handy, so you don't really have to worry about anything. One of the other pros about the Navien tankless hot water heater is what I said earlier. I have a peace of mind having that installed in my house. I'm not worried about coming home to a hot water tank that has, got a sprung a leak in one of the pipes, or just kind of broke at the bottom. It rusted out, things like that. And I have just a huge amount of water in my floor. If this thing for somehow breaks, maybe like a gallon or less is the most I have to clean up. But now they put a drip pan in there. It runs right outside. I'm good. So just that peace of mind was worth that extra money getting that tankless hot water heater. Another one of the big pros people talk about is the amount of money that it saves you on your gas bill. Now, I live in a small home with just me and my wife and my dog, so we don't have a bunch of kids using the hot water heater, so I haven't really seen a ton of money saved in our natural gas bill, but it has gone lower because we only use hot water when we're washing dishes, clothes, or taking a shower, so we don't have it on all the time and don't have that huge hot water tank always constantly being heated up. So yes, the savings has been kind of small so far, but it has been enough that I'm already seeing a return on my investment. So now let's talk about the cons of the Navien tankless hot water heater. Yes, it's $3,000, and that's just for my house. I'm not sure if you have a bigger house, what kind of a bigger model you might need for that. But yes, $3,000 out of the pocket is never cheap. And so it's like I said, it's not that big of a deal when you compare it to over time with a typical hot water tank. But like I said, that was going to be about $1,000 to $1,500 to be installed. This one was $2,500 after the rebate. So to me, that extra $1,000 was actually worth it. But still, $3,000 up front is always a lot of money. Now, another thing a lot of people don't really tell you about a tankless hot water heater is just because it's endless hot water, it's not instant hot water. So that means when you turn on the hot water, you will not get hot water within like 5 or 10 seconds. It takes some time for it to heat up, but once it gets there, then it's hot, then you're good to go. But if you're wanting instant hot water for, let's say you have a bidet like I do. My bidet is not hooked up to hot water because it would be pointless. You'd have to turn it on and then wait 10 to 15 seconds for the hot water to kick in. So if you're needing instant hot water, a tankless hot water is not for you. But if you can just kind of wait 10 seconds, you're going to be fine. One of the other things I found out though is that the hot water works after 10 to 15 seconds in the shower, the kitchen, things like that. But for some reason in my bathroom, it takes a lot longer for the hot water to get there. It does eventually, so I don't know what that problem is. That might not be anything to do with the tankless hot water heater, but it is not instant hot water, it's endless. So one of the cons a lot of people talk about with the tankless hot water heaters is the maintenance that you must do on a yearly basis to clean out any sediment buildup that occurs in your pipes. Now, what I was told by the plumber was that is not true, and usually they want to upsell you with stuff, but my plumber was like, no, that's just something that might happen in certain areas, or depending if you use it a whole lot. Let's say you have a family of 7, yeah, you might use the hot water tank a lot more than a family of 2, but you won't need to call us until, remember that little code I said, that'll give you an error code that says, hey, this needs cleaning. And so until then, you don't really have to pay the $150 every single year, like a yearly maintenance, like on your AC or HVAC unit, thing like that. So he told me probably every 3 years, we might need to get it cleaned. So $150 for every 3 years just to make sure that it's being maintained is not that big of a deal. The last con I got to tell you about is the pressure of the hot water heater when multiple people are using it at the same time. So when my wife is taking a shower, then I'm taking a shower in the other bathroom, then yes, the pressure will go down a little bit. Not like to a dribble or anything. It's still fine, but yes, you will lose a little pressure. So if you have kids and other people just using the shower at the same time, you're going to get less pressure, but I think that's kind of what's going to happen no matter if you have a tankless hot water heater or a typical hot water tank. So then the question is, should you buy a tankless hot water heater? The Navien tankless hot water heater we have, I absolutely would recommend you guys getting that for your situation. For our situation, it works perfectly. To me, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. That $1,000 extra that we had to pay is worth the peace of mind of knowing that this thing is going to last 20, maybe 30 years. The peace of mind of knowing I'm not going to come home to a flooded floor and then deal with all those damages that are going to be way more than $1,000. So things like that, I can get over the fact I don't have instant hot water for the fact that I can have endless hot water. That's good to know. One more con I totally just forgot about right now is if the power goes out, you do not have hot water. So if the electricity goes out, you have no hot water. Before, we would have because it was just a natural gas hot water tank. Now we don't, so that's a con. That kind of lowers I forgot about that. Luckily, we haven't had to lose our power yet this year. But yes, that is something to keep in mind of. But overall, I would still definitely recommend a tankless hot water heater for your house. Look into them. I think they're really good products. They're energy efficient. They're doing a lot of cool things with them. And like I said, our Navien tankless hot water heater is really, really good. I like it. You should check it out. If you're trying to in the market for a new hot water tank, look into the tankless route. I think a lot of the times you're reading reviews online, they're giving you either, hey, we're pro big hot water tanks, or hey, we're pro tankless. To me, after all I've seen and what I've experienced myself with our tankless hot water heater, I'm definitely going the tankless route. So thank you guys for checking out this review on Rando Reviews. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter and all those different places. We'll put the links below. And I'll also put the link to the same Navien tankless hot water heater that we have that you can actually get on Amazon. But if you go through Amazon, you probably won't get that discount or that warranty through Navien. So make sure you use a licensed plumber to do it. Then you get the warranty and all that kind of good stuff. And if you have any more questions, put them in the comments below. I'll be glad to answer them for you. And I hope you enjoyed this Rando review. We'll be next time with more random reviews for you guys right here. Thanks so much. See you next time.